Through all the craziness and controversy, we still have to ask, regardless of who was right or who was wrong, was the product any good? And in this case, was Bayonetta 3 any good? So we got the video by K Bash to figure that out.
Bayo 3!
Damn, he keep that shit on!
Baby!
Who is this?
I was skeptical, and yeah, we could take time going over a million little gamer gripes from frame dips to dithering, but too late, brother, I'm 1,000 old games deep, and I simply do not care. Bayonetta 3 is a lot, but let's—
If you guys haven't watched K Bash, I definitely suggest you guys go watch his content. For some reason, I find myself listening to him when I'm editing and even going to sleep. Great content.
clear up some questions. Does 3 build on 2? Yes. Does 3 try to keep hardcore fans looped in? I think so. Is 3 the campiest entry yet conceived? Without question. That makes it an instant Bayo classic by design. No matter what, you're getting that served on a plate. It's especially fun to go back after a first run, once you've got all the weapons and most of their moves, but that first play is choppier than the South China Sea. No, don't take my script away. It's hard with new games. You have to temper expectations, and the truth is, I've never really jived with Bayonetta like I did with DMC and Ninja Gaiden. That's just my lived reality. So when I, innocently sitting in my game—
You know, and that's fine. You know, Devil May Cry is definitely more polished. Well, I can't really say more than Bayonetta because I've only played the first one, but let me guys know, is DMC 5 and Bayonetta 3 on the same caliber of polish when it comes down to combat?
chair, booted up Bayo 3 for the first time and was met with obnoxiously large enemies and insane camera issues I'd normally never complain about, and an OST that didn't speak to me. I thought, okay, fine. I'm probably just feeling the reviewer
OST
crunch.
matters.
Cut to the 10th consecutive Bayonetta diversion segment trademark. That playthrough, from Godzilla grinds to spider climbs to Mamma Mia shooter segments to reducing Jean to a side-scrolling stealth minigame. I know you're—
That seems kind of cool. Hey Bash, what the fuck is going on here?
out there saying, this is peak. This is what I desire. I'm really, really happy for you. It pleases me when you have fun.
I wake up and drink a cup of black coffee and twice as much water every morning. In the summer I turned 21, I played Street Fighter 4 almost every single day after work. I have never purposely played the single-player mode of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with over 1,000 hours logged. I understand that people need shake-ups and novelty and just like fun little drinks like boba. If you're anything like me, these segments stand—
I'm not a fan of boba.
out. But that's my fault for getting 3 games deep and not pulling out. Bayonetta has never been shy or compromising with these features, and I can respect the vision, at least. And despite the additions and expansions, gameplay feels fine. It seems like a direct statement from the devs. We get that people like 1, but 1 is 1, and this is not 1. At the same time, it loops hardcore fans in with slightly tighter witch time windows, higher difficulty than 2 in general, and a new pillar of combat in demon summoning. A whole new playable character that's both enjoyable to play and hard to master. Got my work cut out for me. Let's dig in. 3 introduces a multiverse—
Honestly, she reminds me that like this is female Nero.
And hard to master. Got my work cut out for me.
Just by
Let's
looking
dig
at her.
in.
That's
3
female
introduces a multiverse concept into Bayonetta. Nothing totally unexpected. We were already dealing with time travel. Sure, okay. Otherwise, it's a perfectly average day in New York City. Though, a small critique, there isn't nearly enough human suffering on screen to be truly accurate. We're introduced to our new antagonist, the homunculi. Always a fairly nondescript, occasionally humanoid, but uncannily inhuman enemy, huh, Kamiya? What do you see in your dreams? You'll meet Viola early on, and the pair travels a diverging path with the ultimate goal of collecting bizarre timepieces and finding a doctor who knows how to deal with the homunculi to set the world right. Bayo 3 intro's pretty hard. You're put to work doing all the same stuff she's known for. Style combos, sick schmoes, really impressive set pieces contrasted by relatively dull interludes. Only, unlike the other games, stages have expanded massively. Side missions, collectibles, extra combat sections, but
I ain't gonna lie, that butterfly looking a little thick.
K-Bash, that doesn't sound
Made me one.
new at all. And that's because it's not. It's just that the physical environments are a lot more expansive, so you've got more room to hang around if you like. Like a big old playpen for Bayo babbies. And to the game's credit, Panther form and Crow form are gone. Whenever you dash, you'll transform into a unique demon related to your currently equipped weapon. Setting aside how cool that is.
That's interesting.
just conceptually. You'll also get a ton of weird extra platforming moves for each demon. None of them incredibly necessary. They're just cool, good fun. The spider swings, the choo-choo train news. Oh, sorry, did I neglect to mention the train demon form? There's a train demon form.
I know that's not a selling point for everybody, but let's make this crystal clear. Bayonetta 3 is the most video games Bayo game, period. That's
good.
Doesn't make it the most competent or cleanly designed action game, but it is video games.
I guess that's the dividing line. Is it enough to be just really fun,
Yeah,
cool,
fun is
neat,
what
or
matters.
should it also be extremely clean, tight, and curated?
Why can't we have both? Honestly, Bayonetta 1, it was fun. Just Bayonetta herself was fun. And just the tight gameplay is what really kept me around. And the narrative was just so crazy and insane. I was just along for the ride, not saying it should do this or that. Due to the whole Nintendo only exclusivity for 2 and I think maybe 3, I haven't got to play it. Stop texting me. I'm trying to make a video. I just stopped following the series. But to hear that there's more openness, that's good. The story's crazy, to be expected. But how fun is the game?
Bayonetta always felt
matters.
like Kamiya refused to compromise on a vision, so
That's
yeah,
dope.
I'll take my train.
Hey Kamiya, why is Jean a centipede?
Setting aside the immediate charm, the novelty of fantastical weapons and forms, the extravagant animation our protag gets, it's all pretty off the rails, huh? Sure, we're doing 1 to 3 combat sequences between any given Platinum Games, Brain Bleach, Ooga Booga fandom fiesta, but they're coming.
There's a lot of different gameplay styles. I mean, it's trying to be fun, right? I could dig it.
Godzilla surfing sequences are coming to break down your door. The straight-up kaiju battles are there,
This
and they
is dope!
linger like a stench. I can't
Oh, you don't
believe
like
how
them,
much
okay.
Kamiya core trash I'm forced to sit through. You know what this
Damn, you calling it
is when I'm
trash?
doing a video game review and throwing a joke that derails things, or fart reverb sound effect, or that one explosion sound I always pull out. Glass houses, huh? The trouble is, this game flow keeps up until the very end. Not only the silly side stuff, stealth missions, Viola missions, no offense, and we'll get there, but
You
even
don't like
Bale
Viola?
acquiring new weapons and being made to platform
I
and
like it.
puzzle her way
It
through
seems
individual
fun.
levels with newly acquired demon powers.
What the
all
hell?
the way to
Gamabunta.
the end. Jesus Christ, Bayonetta took the lifelong learner shit seriously. So while you're in the brain blender trying to make sense of all this stuff, you're realizing that combat's basically the same, but
Okay.
pretty schmixed too. Most options
Okay.
are familiar, but you've lost Wicked Weaves, the old magic meter dump skill, because
Yeah.
demons have taken over. Most of your damage is tied up in accessing demon form moves, so combo finishers not unlike Wicked Weaves, and actual factual demon summoning. Now you can hold a
Okay.
button and input demon slave attacks,
That looks
kaiju
cool.
battling mid-hardcore action game, which might sound bad, or intrusive,
It looks
or
cool.
annoying at first, and I can admit, like the gigantic enemies, sometimes they take up too much screen space and affect visibility, but they're fantastically varied and individually useful too. I have train, get out the way. You don't have to commit
I like
to huge
it.
amounts of time controlling demons mid-fight. You can just input one attack to extend a combo. Shoot, the Umbran Clock Tower summon, which
What the hell?
Clock Tower, man. Peak video games. Lets you get into the
It has
mech
guns?
from 2 and whack dudes. Early reviews called 3 a celebration of the series, justifiably so. Now I know what you're thinking. Get me the off Kamiya's Wild Ride, please! But it gets so much better on
That's
second
dope.
pass. The
I love
second
the
time you run through the
fans.
game, you'll know which weapons
That's
you like,
sexy.
you'll have their movesets unlocked, and you'll be popping off crazy combos and working in demon slave tricks.
That
The
looks
weird
dope.
shooter sections and other junk will fly by because they don't matter, and they're over quick enough.
just
You'll know
something
where
to
to
do.
go and won't need to spend tons of time dirtling in the environments hunting for secrets and power-ups. Bayonetta as a franchise might include these little segments, but going
I'm not gonna lie, this just seems like a game. Instead of me just trying to get to the end, I'm gonna be enjoying just going around, doing a bunch of things, having fun, killing stuff, doing these side games, testing out different combo strings. It seems like just a bunch of fun. I don't get why K-Bash hates it so much.
Going back,
Well, at least that's what it's coming across as.
has only ever felt rewarding. The game even accounts for the specific demon puzzle segments by auto-equipping those demons when you walk into the room. No menus required. If you hate genre segments, you can skip over them. You'll unlock customization options
So what's
and
the
colors,
issue?
and it just feels
you
a
can skip the stuff you don't like.
whole lot better. Just like 1, finishing the game once warps the experience forever after, and it's perfectly competent. The other addition I've avoided so far is Viola. She's important to 3 for more than a few reasons, and acts functionally like DMC4's Nero.
Well.
Only always endearing and enjoyable on screen instead of just sometimes.
Damn.
I can't help it. I don't know how people get pissy about her. Viola's real uptight and tryhardian and Genki shoujo desk, but I appreciate the energy,
dope.
especially in a game full of unshakably confident personalities
Yeah.
like Enzo.
She's just
Viola's
fun.
segments are thinner Bayonetta levels, less fluff, fewer puzzles, mostly action. Her
So it's Bayonetta 1.
gameplay is similar, just highly cropped. She has a single weapon, mostly all the same buttons, a single summonable demon, charge
got
attacks,
counters.
that's new. Oh, and her
Okay.
witch time is tied to a very strict sword parry. She keeps the
I
dodge
like
move
it.
Bayo has, but doesn't get any witch time for it. This
I
puts her in a
like
weird
it.
place where she isn't a beginner character.
Oh,
she's
she's
got
fighting big
fewer
enemies
options,
too?
and her defensive
Damn.
play is worse. Yes, she can guard, and Bayo can't, but witch time isn't super hard to pull off and makes the default experience much smoother and more enjoyable, unfortunately. Many Viola sections really push the player to the limit to master the tight parry window or die. It's frustrating, but
So she's like a hard difficulty because she doesn't have as many abilities or moves as Bayo. I mean, I could dig it. It's like if you threw Raiden from Metal Gear Revengeance into the game. I mean, Raiden would kick some ass, but it'd be pretty difficult fighting all these huge enemies, right?
playable. What's fascinating is thinking back on Bayonetta 1's hardest difficulty, removing witch time entirely, forcing the player to dodge and master
good.
dodge offset. I imagine Viola feels just fine for those players with her fast
Ooh,
attacks,
all black.
charge utility,
That's
swift
sick.
and deliberate ranged option. I don't know.
Okay, I thought it was a whole skin suit. I was about to say that's sick, but I see there's like some.
I think I'd rather be on the right side of history at this point. And surprisingly, Viola doesn't appear very often, with 3 mandatory levels and a boss fight at the end. Her vibe is easily the freshest
That
thing in the
sucks,
game,
but
but
okay.
she spends most of her time hunting down and babysitting Luca. I know. K-Bash, that's China on screen. What is happening? Well, you see, in the Bayoverse, each universe, or country in this case, but
Nice
okay, is
outfit.
watched over by a different Bayonetta, hence
What?
Chinese Bayonetta.
Wait, what? What? Huh? I thought we were just doing. I thought there was 3 Bayonettas, right? There's Cereza, Bayonetta, and something else, right? And I thought we were trying to fix some type of time paradox with her dad and her mom, and then this Bayonetta, the one with the twin ponytails, I thought she's supposed to be the strongest Bayonetta in the series because she grew up like this is Cereza and she grew up and she's supposedly the strongest Bayonetta. What? There's a Chinese.
This case,
What
but
the-
okay, is watched
what?
over by a different Bayonetta, hence Chinese Bayonetta, French Bayonetta,
Parlez-vous français? Oui, oui. Eiffel Tower, baguette, French fry.
Egyptian Bayonetta. Guys, is Canadian Bayonetta too much to ask for?
No, because you guys are enacted that law where only Canadian internet entertainers can be seen by the internet or some shit. You move out of Canada, basically. If you're a YouTuber, move out of Canada.
Alright, fuck off, you fucking hoser. I'll flatten you like the end of a beaver, bud.
Anyhow,
Damn, we're not gonna be able to watch more K-Bash because they're gonna stop him from being shown in America or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Go check out Mudahar's video for an explanation. I'm not the type of guy to get into laws and stuff like that.
Bayo 3 is a new game, and spoiling things would be in poor taste, so let's talk
I'm sorry if I spoiled the whole 3 Bayonetta Cereza shit. Sorry.
vague generals. Critics found the story disappointing, but often note that the story isn't really the draw for the games. I
Really?
agree, but I still believe
The story. I like the story, just like the whole time paradox and multiverses. I like that. I dig that. That's why I was kind of excited for Bayo 3, just like to see the story and stuff. But of course, you want to see the gameplay and the combat. But I thought the story was pretty cool.
believe 2 worked in a surprising way that 3 ultimately sidled up to, even if their poses didn't quite match. Bayo 3 pushes the motherhood conceit to its logical conclusion. I kind of felt insane saying that in the first game with the plot revolving around the kid, but watching it evolve in 2, I knew they were up to something. So yeah, I can say that the story of Bayonetta is concerned with motherhood, family, and passing the torch, preparing another generation. I'm confused about the protagonists existing as some kind of universal archetypal beings. Whole thing kind of smacks of DMC5 deliberately wanting to move away from the Sons of Sparta, though it's totally unclear if we'll see another Bayonetta game at all. I think it hits hard on it.
I feel like this should have been the ending.
Its own final entry or not, it's been a wild ride. If anything, Bayo 3 makes it clear what the series wants to be: a campy, dramatic roller coaster with wildly jagged edges and incredible shine. It's the first one to truly make the player a witch, palpably leaning into the magic, demons, transformations. Its pull overpowers the bumps. It's extremely easy to call any of the games.
All these fucking combos and power shifting, dude,
poorly thought out or built like a 6 out of 10 or something else about the generally uneven progression, but what it represents as a game, from its character to its elegant play to the bleeding heart it absolutely emanates. Bayonetta's the kind of genius you can't codify. I need a conclusion. I'm gonna dance about it.
What in the fuck? By the primary shareholders. Yeah.
Hey, it's K-Bash.
Well, so did you like it, bro?
Huge thanks goes out to my
I know.
I don't know if he liked it or not, but from watching this, I honestly think I want to play Bayonetta 3. I'm not even too sure if it's on PlayStation 5. I don't know if this is a Switch exclusive. I didn't care. I was just like, oh, this would be an interesting game for me to play one day. And I feel like I'm truly interested in playing the game. So what did you guys think about Bayonetta 3? Did you like it? Did you not? The controversies or whatever, but how was the game? I think it looks fun. I think it looks fine. I like this new character. I like female Nero. She looks badass. Her combat seems simpler and is more straightforward like Bayo 1. Bayo 3, her combos and stuff like that, looks absolutely epic. It's definitely different.
Bayonetta.
I think it looks smooth. It looks like a wild, crazy ride. It looks like one of those games you don't just go and beat. It's like an Elden Ring, right? It's one of those games where you just sit and you play it and you just enjoy it. You don't just try and rush through it. You don't try and get to the ending. You take your time, see what there is to see, have fun, and just enjoy the ride. That's what I think this is what it looks like to me. Just take your time. Definitely not a game I would want to work on for work, but for just fun, entertainment, relax. Bayonetta 3 seems like a definitely fun time. I definitely would love to see somebody review the game after 1,000 hours of playtime or 100 hours of playtime, even, really. So, I'm gonna look forward to those reviews. But this was just for me to figure out whether Bayonetta 3 is worth my time or not. And from what I've seen, regardless of the negativity that K-Bash has said, I think I would enjoy Bayonetta 3. What about you guys? Did you guys have fun with it? Let me know in the comments below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Also, this is a 30-minute video. So if you guys want to see the rest, like he talked about Bayo 1 and 2, but I just wanted to hear about 3. Sorry, premature outro. Link down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Now roll the outro.